Check, 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 check. Check 1 2 1 2 1 2. Mic check. Are we on? All right, there we are. All right, we're good now. We've had some audio problems. Sorry about that. I think you've seen the video coming through the whole time. If you're able to hear us now, I think everybody's able to hear us now. The freshman purple team leads 7-0. Want to make sure we've got that right on the scoreboard. 7-0. The purple team leads, and they're going to get the ball back here with about a minute and a half, minute 22 to play before halftime at the 44-yard line. That was an incredible punt, by the way, by Daxton Tesmer, because his heels were lined up on the back end of the end zone.
Yeah, that was a pretty good boot right there.
Yeah.
Making sure that gives his team good field position. But once again, it's just the potential that is coming to the next level next year at FHS. These guys are proving themselves. They're getting the fundamentals down. They're getting to see that playbook.
From the 44-yard line, Landon Schaefer is the quarterback for the purple team. He had a great pass earlier in this game. He's going to keep it himself across the 45. Gets a gain of about 3. Still hasn't gone down. Look at this. And they're just letting him play. Gain of 5 out to the 49-yard line.
5 for every yard right there.
Tyree Terry was the one who took him down. They were teammates last year at Woodland. Schaefer turned around and gave it to Terry a bunch last season. 2nd and 5. Clock runs. 33 seconds to play before halftime. They'll just run it again. De Lamar, he had the big catch in this game just a minute ago, or in the first quarter, I should say, down to the 49-yard line, and now
timeout for purple right there.
Yep, purple team's going to take a timeout. It'll be 3rd down. So if you were not with us earlier, or maybe you gave up because the audio wasn't working, we finally got the audio fixed. Sorry about that. The purple team on its first possession of the game had a 3-play, 68-yard touchdown drive. And the big play on that drive was a 66-yard pass from Landon Schaefer to Jason DeLamar. It was capped on a short touchdown run by Dawson Birmingham.
That's still great. I mean, that could have been a touchdown easily, and it was a great play by everyone involved in that play right there. Great gun right there for the throw, and then also just the reception, being able to pull that in, being able to make that play. Big deal, especially just at this age right now.
24 seconds left before halftime. It's a 3rd down and 2 upcoming here for the purple team. They lead 7-0. Schaefer's the quarterback, has 3 receivers to the right side. They try to set up a screen. This is De Lamar. He's got a 1st down across the 45, taking a defender on a ride across the 35, and taken down at the 31-yard line.
Looks like they're going for the spike right here.
Clock stops while they move the chains. 16 seconds to play before halftime. Those chain guys aren't really moving very fast at all. They end up blowing the play.
They weren't going to wait on
them. Yeah,
right
no,
there.
They weren't. They went ahead and said, let's go, before the chains were even set. Spike stops the clock with 14 seconds to play before the half.
And there's Coach Dick right there on the sideline down on our left, ready, just watching the boys get to play today, which is great for them, getting to show what they got to coach.
14 seconds, 2nd down and 10. They're at the 32-yard line after that 16-yard catch by De Lamar. Schaefer, pretty good protection, throws over the middle. He's got a receiver, but he underthrew it. It's intercepted across the 10, the 15, and back out near the 20-yard line. That was Charlie Graves with the interception.
What a play. Read that extremely well. Got back there. Great footwork. This is exactly what you want to see out of a safety right there. Just reading the quarterback's eyes and making sure that receiver wasn't getting past him too much. I mean, he extended out for that one. He was not letting that one get past him right there.
Graves and Schaefer were defensive backs a year ago together at Woodland. And Graves made a great catch there. All right, it's halftime. We will go away for just a minute, and we'll come back with the second half. It's a low-scoring game here at Harmon. The purple team leads the white team 7-0 in halftime. This is Purple Dog football.
Great job. Now entering onto the field for your halftime entertainment, the freshman dance team. Ladies, your music is on.
Wake up in the morning feeling like P. Diddy. Grab my glasses, I'm out the door. I'm gonna hit this city. Before I leave, brush my teeth with a bottle of cash. 'Cause when I leave for the night, I ain't coming back. I'm talking paper on my toes, toes. Trying on all our clothes, clothes. Boys blowing phones, phones. Drop up and play my favorite CDs. But I'm to the parties. Trying to get a little bit serious. But don't stop making pop. DJ, blow my speakers up tonight. I'ma fight till we see the sunlight. Tick-tock on the clock. The party don't stop. No. Hands up. No, the party don't start till I walk in.
Great job, ladies.
All right, we're back at Harmon Field, getting ready to start the second half. The Fayetteville purple team leads the Fayetteville white team 7-0. I think the purple team should get it first here to start the second half. The white team had possession first into the first quarter. If you missed the first half, a lot of defense was played, but the real big play of the half was a 66-yard pass from Landon Schaefer to Jason DeLamar, and then a 2-yard touchdown run by Dawson Birmingham. And that's it. That's it for the scoring right now. The purple team had the ball inside white territory and was marching right before halftime, and Schaefer was intercepted by Charlie Graves.
They're still walking back over on the purple side to get ready for the kick. Here we go. Oh,
Landon Martin kicks it. It's a little squib kick, going to be fielded off the 38 across the 45 and out to about the 47-yard line. It was Patterson on the return, and so it'll be first down from there. 8-minute quarters. We're just getting started here in the third quarter. It's a Fayetteville versus Fayetteville kind of week. You've got the purple and white game tonight. On Thursday night here at Harmon Field, you'll have the junior high game between Ramey and Woodland. And then Friday night, the varsity team will be out of town. They'll head up to Centerton for their first 7A West game against Bentonville West. Here's Schaefer. So here's the good thing about our audio not working in the first half. We get to retry all of our material.
Exactly.
Schaefer gives it first down. Not much there. Tyree Terry with a nice tackle. Xavier Burns with a run for no gain.
The white defense has been great on the run plays. They've gotten through the line, played extremely well. All the linebackers filling their gaps, making sure you get back there. And honestly, they're not playing bad on the pass plays.
Yeah.
The one pass play that got past them was just a great, honestly, a fundamental just pass and catch play right there that you can't do much about when those happen.
I was impressed with Terry as a linebacker a year ago over at Woodland. Schaefer, in case you missed it earlier, number 24, the quarterback for the purple team. The purple team wearing black tonight, by the way. Schaefer recently committed to play baseball for the University of Arkansas. And now we've got a timeout on the field with 6:46 to play.
Little adjustment by White right here. We have our cornerback and safety moving over when we have DeLamar on an ISO on the outside as a receiver. They're adjusting to that, making sure that doesn't happen again over the top, which is a good play, smart play.
This is the first of 5 consecutive Monday nights that will bring you 9th grade games here on FHSBulldogs.com. We'll have a broadcast here from each home game the rest of the year for the purple and white teams.
Just see what Coach pops out right here.
Seen a lot of what I would call kind of oddly timed timeouts tonight.
It has been.
Almost like they're taking timeouts for teaching moments instead of late game type stuff. Here's a little pop pass across the, well, no, I thought he was going to get to midfield, and he was just pulled back at the last second. Great tackle that time by Grayson Shepard.
He did not let him go. He got him right where he needed him and took him down. That was a great play. Good hustle right there, getting through the line. Made sure that, I mean, he just got his shoulder pads and pulled him back. Made sure that the other guys, the cavalry was coming right behind him. So I think this is the first 3rd and long scenario other than the punt from the second quarter that we've seen purple win so far.
That was Isaiah Sanford on the carry. It'll go down for a gain of about a yard. It's 3rd down and 9. They've got to get to the 42-yard line. Schaefer, he's got 2 receivers deep, but he doesn't see him, and he's going to be pulled down. That play just collapsed around him. It was the big defensive lineman, Shepard, again with the sack. And now to bring up 4th down. He had a receiver running free down the right side, and he didn't see him until it was too late.
Yeah, that was great coverage right there by the cornerback, Shamari Rimbo. He did a great job of going on the under, and then he had a safety over top, making sure that nothing happened by Terry. That was a fantastic coverage on the weak side. Great job using each other. Great job making sure that no deep balls were thrown over. It looked like that's exactly where they wanted to go, and they just covered it up.
Jack Kestner was the receiver who was running free. Here's De Lamar with the punt. Maybe he is left-footed, Jay. He lets this one off with his left foot. It takes a bounce, and that will not be returnable. Back inside the 20 at the 17-yard line.
It's a good punt. Deep. I mean, if he is a lefty, he used it perfectly where he needed to use it. If you didn't catch it in the first half, he had a little scramble drill in the back, had probably about 3 defenders on him, and just got it off in the nick of time. Which is interesting that he rolled right first, but made sure to get it off, got it out of bounds. Probably prevented a 20-yard loss. Didn't necessarily move the chains forward, but made sure that they didn't end up with White on the opposing on their own 25.
This is my first time to see him. I thought because he was rolling to his right that he was a right-footed punter, and 35-yard punt that time.
Oh, there's a little rollout.
Holden Plant throws down the field. That pass is caught but out of bounds, and it'll be second down. The intended receiver that time was Davian Jones.
He was there just a second earlier, and he might have had it. That was a great job by him getting open. Great. I think that's the third pass play we've seen from White tonight. They've been running a lot out of this formation, just getting one of the wings to come in and run through usually the B gap, honestly.
Interesting that these two teams come from the same schools because they run vastly different offenses. I mean, this is almost like wing T type stuff. Jones spins off a defender, tries to get away from another one, but can't. Birmingham takes him down after a gain of about a half yard, and it'll be 3rd and long.
I'm curious to see if they continue to run these formations next week. The purple formation seems more like the high school's normal plays. But what White's doing is something that I don't think I could say I'd ever see on a Friday night unless it's a special package from
Not in Northwest Arkansas.
No, that's some Central football.
Yeah, this looks like some East Arkansas, Don Campbell, win Yellow Jackets type stuff. It'll be 3rd down. Clock runs, 4:32 to play, 3rd quarter. White team looking to get on the board. They haven't, I'm not sure they've got a first down yet tonight. Holden Plant is the quarterback. Throws it left side, underthrows it, and Schaefer nearly had an interception. Schaefer in on the coverage. It was a good time, or a good job that time by Colson Crone, almost becoming a defensive back and keeping him from intercepting, and it'll be 4th down, though.
It's a great play. They're getting a little chatting down there from the players now. Now they're getting a little bit into it. And honestly, it wasn't even a bad throw. It was a great throw, right to where he needed to get. I think that the cornerback just did a great job of making sure that was not an open play. Great man defense.
Schaefer, if I remember right, had a punt return for a touchdown last year, maybe up in Bentonville. He stands back inside his 50, rushes on. This is a good kick. He'll take it on the run, though, at the 49-yard line, back across the 40, and he's going to be taken down from behind. The ball came out. The White team has it. It's just a matter of are they going to see if it was a fumble or not. And it is the White team's ball, and Schaefer, I think, is injured. Xavier Brown came up with it.
I don't know if Xavier was the one that tackled him, but whoever was on that tackle did a great job of going straight for the ball and stripping it. But it does look like Schaefer is down at the moment.
And he's in a lot of pain, it looks like, too. All right, while they take a look at him, we'll step away. 4:04 to play in the 3rd quarter. It's 7-0 Purple. This is Purple Dog Football. Back here at Harmon Field, Landon Schaefer injured. Looked like they were checking on his knee, and see Casey Dick walking out there, and he and a trainer are going to have to help him off the field. And that does not look good, Jay.
Oh, he's moving slow.
Yeah, he sure is. He came down awkwardly when he was tackled from behind, and sure hope he's okay.
Yeah, he's moving slow on that. He does not want to step on it too hard.
He spent a couple of minutes on the field. They were certainly evaluating that knee. They're getting a cart ready to put him on the sideline when he can make it there. He is having some trouble getting off the field. Hope Landon's okay. That's a big blow for the purple team because he is one of the best players on the field. Every time he suits up, we saw that last year. Mentioned he's got a promising career in front of him. Baseball commit a few weeks back to the University of Arkansas. All right, play resumes. The white team has the ball. Holden Plant throws right side. He's got a receiver, but he overthrew him. He was looking for Charlie Graves. On the coverage that time for the purple team was Isaiah Sanford, and it's second down.
Looks like he knows right where he's going right when he throws that ball, too. He's taking those 2 steps, getting back, making sure to get it up.
A bit of a cotton candy sky here over Harmon Field. Blue and pink and purple over those trees over there on the east side of the stadium. Remember several years ago, people would go into those backyards and watch the games. Yeah.
Let it overgrow a little bit.
Yep. Second down. They look left side, throwing deep again. He's got a receiver across he dropped it. We're going to call it incomplete. I thought he had it for a minute, but Crone couldn't pull it in.
It's a great throw.
Xavier Burns on the coverage, and it's third down and 10.
Xavier's having a pretty good night for himself.
Yep.
The most throws we've seen out of White right there, 3 in a row from them, and they're going in that. Once they go in that deep set, I think it's a pretty easy read on where they're going. But something else to notice is they all have their plays on their wrist. I don't think that's a normal thing for them on a normal Monday night. Just because they're playing each other, they need to disguise the plays a little bit.
Third and 10. Plant throws, pass underthrown, but it's caught. Great catch that time. And down to the 45-yard line, it was Graves. It was just a jump ball between Graves and Sanford. And Graves has about 4 or 5 inches on him, went up, high pointed the ball, made a great catch. Gain of 17.
Great catch, great high point. Make sure to not even go down for a minute there. Bounced 2 guys off of him. Wanted to get a couple more yards out of it. Great job after contact, just not going down with the ball. They switched up those cornerbacks, though, after that play right there.
First and 10. 3:27 to play third quarter. This is the best possession the white team's had yet, but Plant bobbles the snap, and he's taken down in the backfield. On the sack that time was Reed Slankard. That's going to be a loss of 8 all the way back to the 47-yard line, and it'll be second and long. Slankard made a lot of big defensive plays a year ago for Woodland.
He got it back in that backfield extremely quick. Almost looked like, well, I guess he was blitzing. It just was a quick, he's just moving quick when he goes down through that hole.
If you hear me reference Woodland a lot, it's because I also call their games. So my frame of reference for those players is a little bit better. Here's a catch. Graves gets some of that lost yardage back. Gain of 6 down to the 47, and it'll be third and long.
Graves is looking at his knee for a second, too, stretching it out. Maybe just a little cramp. There he goes. Took a little break on the sideline. Graves is the targeted receiver tonight. What seems to be going on the white side.
It's the first time we've really seen this white team air it out like this. They were running 1960 style offense there for first 2.5 quarters. A lot of option and almost wishbone type look.
You might see it again right here.
Two receivers left side. 3rd down and 12. They needed the 35-yard line. Plant throws, pass caught. But the purple team defends this really well. Sanford in on the tackle along with several of his teammates. It was Demetrius Blackburn with the reception, and now it's going to be 4th and long.
Got to make sure to get upfield on those. He's right there. He's just got to take those extra steps to get upfield. But the great thing is he's learning film this week. He's got varsity coaches down here with him, being able to coach him up on that.
Be interesting to see if the white team goes for it here. They're at the 47. They've got the offense on the field.
It doesn't look like a punt.
Nope. They come under center. 4th and 12. They run a man in motion. Now they try to set up a screen left side, and great play that time. It was Xavier Burns again with the tackle. They got it to Crone, tried to set up a screen, but Burns was there right away.
Burns busted that play as soon as he could. That was a great job just getting back in that backfield, making sure to read that hip and get down that guy when he had the opportunity right there.
Ball marked at the 50, minute 47 to play 3rd quarter. The purple team will change quarterbacks now. Landon Schaefer still being evaluated on the sideline. And Jason DeLamar will be the new quarterback. Stands in the shotgun, wears the white helmet, number 3. Takes it. Give him a handoff here on 1st down, a couple of yards. The interior of that white defense is playing really well tonight. Birmingham on the carry for a gain of about a yard.
It looks like Schaefer's pads are coming off. Don't think we'll see him back on the field for the time being right now. And now you have to wonder if that purple offense is going to continue to run that ball without Schaefer there, or if we're going to get to see something that we haven't seen yet.
I don't know if the purple team knew where the ball was. They huddled up about 13 yards behind the line of scrimmage. DeLamar on 2nd down starts to his right. This is a quarterback keeper all the way, and there's just nothing there. Good pursuit and wrap up that time by Gibson Griswold, the linebacker. And now it's going to be 3rd and long.
I don't know if there's going to be anything open for them. If that white defense, that interior specifically, has not let anything get past them tonight. They've had to bounce it outside. And even now that they're bouncing outside, it looks like they made an audible call to get those linebackers pushing outside and just relentlessly going for that run.
Grayson Shepard made a couple of tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Aiden Cope stick out there. Darian Murray. They are some big kids in the middle of that defensive line. On 3rd down, DeLamar sets up a screen. This is Burns. Breaks the first tackle, but he's pushed out of bounds. And it'll be 4th down. On the tackle that time was Shamaria Rimbo. Rimbo did a good job. He didn't make the tackle necessarily, but he forced him to the sideline.
I think without that pass game, Purple's going to find a lot of struggle in trying to move that ball down the field. That was kind of the thing keeping them alive for a second, just because that white. I'd be curious to know how well that white interior has held the purple offense.
And Schaefer is such a good runner.
Extremely versatile.
That potential is a big part of their offense, too. DeLamar punts it. Lefty. Takes a bounce at the 17-yard line. It's going to be returned by Graves across the 30, across the 35, the 40. And Graves gets out to the 45-yard line. Nice return there. 28 yards on the return. Birmingham ran him out of bounds. And that's how the 3rd quarter will come to an end. 8 minutes left to play here at Harmon Field. The purple team leads 7-0. Another defensive struggle. That's what we got the last time we had the varsity playing out here, too. This is Purple Dog football. Back at Harmon Field, 8 minutes to play. Get ready for the start of the fourth quarter. The white team has the ball, first down at its own 45-yard line. A little inside handoff, bouncing off tackles, and only gets a yard, but a nice strong run that time by Davion Jones.
Jones showed what he got right there. Made sure to get off that tackle. Yards after contact were probably about 4, I'd say.
Looked like Patterson was the one who took him down. And it'll bring up second down and 9. Clock runs, 7:34 to play.
And White's got a long time to attack and make sure that they get a touchdown when they need to get it. But I'm curious to see if that time's now, because their defense is holding well enough to seemingly just hold out the rest of the quarter.
Second down, Plant, the quarterback, throws right side. Just a jump ball, that's intercepted. He was looking for Crone. And waiting to see who came away with it. They're still tied up with the ball.
We haven't made a call yet.
No, they have not.
Well, Graves is holding on to that ball once it was in the air, but it looked like an interception at first, but I don't know who came down with it into the play.
Yeah, they're going to give it to the purple team.
Yeah. That was a great job by Graves trying to make sure to secure that ball, though.
I think it was Rhett Tidwell was the one who came down with it. He's the one getting some attaboys over on the far sideline. Kind of hard to see those numbers.
The black jerseys.
Yeah, the black jerseys with the purple numbers on them. And
they're fun to wear. They just were never the most practical thing.
No. You know, you get into college football now and you can get a penalty if you wear numbers that aren't visible enough. I remember Arkansas played Florida A&M down at War Memorial in 2017, and Florida A&M was penalized at the start of every quarter for jerseys that they had worn that night. First down, De La Mare gives it. This is Burns up the middle, gets down to the 39, gain of a yard. And once again, the middle of that defense.
It's not letting anything get through it.
No, it's not. Tyree Terry was on the tackle that time. Clock runs, 6:34 to play. The purple team, if they score here, you got to believe this one's probably over with the way they've been able to hold that white offense down. Am I wrong? But I think we've only had one first down for the white offense tonight.
Yeah, one first down.
These two defenses are playing really well.
There we go. There's a pass play, but still bubble pass, and that white defense is on it once again. They're going to have to go for a deep shot if they want to make this white defense.
Turner Robinson on the reception that time. A couple of yards out past the 45, or I'm sorry, past the 40, down to the 41-yard line.
Coach is giving them that play quite a ways back every time.
So De La Mare punts with his left foot, but he threw that pass with his right hand.
It's interesting.
Maybe he's ambidextrous.
That's a good skill to have.
Yeah. Yeah, I've got a son who likes to swing the bat with his left hand, but he throws with his right. It's all about what you're comfortable doing.
Yeah.
On third down, right-handed throw again, and that one was dropped. Birmingham was the intended receiver, and that one went forward just enough that it wasn't a fumble, and it's going to be fourth down. Clock stops on the incompletion. 5:24 to play in the fourth quarter.
And we've seen White now try to go for more pass plays, trying to make those big play opportunities for him. But the only thing that Purple's done this game is make a big play opportunity. They've done great on defense overall. I think now the question is, will White answer with a big play? And that's usually what games come down to. A couple mistakes, a big play, a lot of the times can make a close game what it really is.
Here's the punt. Takes a purple roll inside the 35, and it will come to a stop at the 32-yard line. Yeah. It was Jordan Beeland on the punt that time. And no time came off the clock. 5:24 still to play in the fourth quarter.
You got to love that if you're white.
Yeah.
You get a little more time to score.
Lights are on here at Harmon Field.
The only thing that's changed, I think, other than the field since I've been here, is the Nike Jordan
Yep.
everywhere. That's a cool little
Yep.
deal they got right there.
Yeah, I still haven't updated my hat here. I'm still rocking the old Under Armour. Yeah, this field was new, I think, last year is when they put this in. Cush Drain Field, and the white team takes a timeout. Yeah, it's they've also changed up a lot of the signage
Yes.
around the field. Looks really sharp. A lot of mentions to the different teams that have won state championships, you know, men's soccer, women's soccer, football.
And women's did just add another one this past year, didn't they?
I believe that's right. Yeah, in fact, they were here on the field maybe for the North Little Rock game, or maybe it was Conway. I forget. It was one of the first two games. They were down here on the field receiving their rings for that state championship.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there it is, 2021.
Yep.
They've got it. They've got it updated. They're on top of things here. Now, what I want to know is over here in the corner of the end zone, did they paint over the mural that they had over there that kind of was an homage to that first state championship team?
Yeah, I don't know if they did or not. I would definitely be curious to see what they did with that.
2007, they won their first title, first of 5 titles in 10 years for the Purple Dogs. Plant on first down, throws right side across the 35 and taken down at the 37-yard line. It was Demetrius Blackburn on the reception. Tidwell took him down. That's
Now
a gain of 4.
we might get a little more check down here, seeing that White can make sure that they can get it to the outside now that they know that. We'll see if that defense on purple answers that, knowing that they've gone for a pass play, I think, every single play in the past 2 drives.
It's the biggest drive of the game for them. They got to score. Plant gives it to Terry. This guy can run. He's
There
across
he
the
goes.
40. The 45 gets out toward midfield.
Great
First
play.
time he's touched the ball tonight. Now, I'll tell you what stood out to me watching him last year in his 8th grade games was his ability to cut and turn up field. It was something that really stood out for a player his age. You saw the burst right there down the sideline.
That's a great play right there. Good job getting that outside, running upfield when he knew that that was the only option left, and outrunning all the defenders around him.
That was a gain of 12. Terry comes back to the sideline. Looked like he might have injured himself on that play.
Yeah, Graves is out too. Saw him get over the sideline. He may have gone back out, but Graves had an outstanding block. There he is. He's going out there.
Yeah, he's still out on the field.
He did a great block on that last play.
First down from the white 49-yard line. Plant looking to throw over the middle, and that pass is incomplete. He was looking for Graves.
There we
There's
go.
a flag comes
About to
out,
say.
though. Yep. Jordan Beeland was in on the coverage. And I think they're going to flag him for an interception. By the way, it was Beeland who had the interception
Yes.
earlier. I should say they were going to flag him for interference.
Just a little bit early on jumping on that interference, but both teams have been at almost every single play where they need to be covering those receivers up pretty well. I mean, how many interceptions do we have tonight?
Yeah, couple. 3 maybe.
Almost, yeah, three
That's
and maybe 4.
Look how far they're moving that ball, all the way up to the 36-yard line.
Wow.
15-yard interference call for a penalty that was 2 yards away from the line of scrimmage. So that's going to give the white team a first down at the purple 36. This is the farthest they've been onto this side of the field tonight. 4:15 to play. Plant is under center, and there's a false start. The left tackle had come set, and then he flinched just a bit. And that's going to move him back 5 yards. It's Gabriel Goff, the left tackle.
I'm curious to see if they keep sticking with those rollouts in those wing out runs that they've been doing all night, because they've kind of shifted away from they stayed in this wing formation, but they've kind of shifted away from the consecutive runs one after another.
Plant is under center. On first and long, throws right side. Graves has got the catch, gets some of the lost yardage back, and they'll blow the play dead. Sanford and Beeland were in there on the tackle, It's a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 11 as we go under 4 minutes left.
For White right here, I think just almost a repetition of going 5 yards, keep doing those check down passes, and then popping a run every once in a while. I mean, if we can get the run that we saw earlier, once again, that could be a touchdown if it breaks loose on the wide side of the field.
We're near 3.5 minutes to play. Plant comes under center. Gives it.
Ooh.
Short run across the 35 out to the 33-yard line. It was Davion Jones on the carry. Jackson Oliver took him down. And now it'll be third down. Ball placed at the 33. They need to get to the 26. Third down and 7.
This might be the biggest play White has tonight right here. If they can push through this, get that ball, get that clock rolling towards 2 minutes, I think they have a really good chance right here of tying this thing up. And we might see a little OT.
Terry's on the field. Watch for him. Number 34 on the left side of the formation. Plant gives it to Terry inside. Terry bounces to the right.
Wow.
Gets around at the 30. It's at the 25, the 20. There he goes at the 10, the 5. There's that speed.
Oh, they're
Waiting for the
down.
call. I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds at the 1 yard line. A 32-yard gain by Terry. They slipped him in there. Inside handoff, and he showed that speed we were talking about just a minute ago.
Yeah, that's exactly what you do right there. Just they did a fantastic job of using those check downs and then just using their secret weapon right there. And Terry popping it outside. I mean, that was some real speed.
I don't think he had carried the ball before this possession.
I do not think he has. And that was an interesting play right there, rolling out with the wing and going with the underneath right here. But now they got to punch it in. And this purple line's done a good job, but we'll see if they can do a 1 yard stop right here. This would be huge for them.
Plant brings Terry in motion. They give it to him, and the purple team snuffs it out.
Dangerous call right there.
Landon Holzhauer took him down back for a loss of 4 yards to the 5. And it's going to be second and goal. Kessner also in on the tackle. 2:25 to play. Clock still running. Purple leads 7-0. But the white team with its best scoring chance of the night. Can they punch it in here?
And honestly, they've been doing rollout passes all night, so I could see them going for just a little bit of an out route right here. But they're lining up in a formation like they want to run.
Terry and Jones
There
are the
goes.
backs. Plant throws toward the back of the end zone. That pass is caught by Crone.
Wow.
Touchdown, and it's going to be an interference on the purple team. Crone with the catch, and that brings the white team within an extra point of tying the game, or do they go for 2 in the win?
That's the question right here is do you go for a 2 and a win? I mean, 1:55 on the clock. It's looking like we're going to go for it, but it also looks like we have an injured player down. Oh, a little bit of cramp.
I think it's a cramp. It's Burns. They're checking on him. The interference call was against Birmingham. Of course, Birmingham scored the only other touchdown of this game. And it sure looks like they're going to stay in there and try to go for 2 and
Punch it
potentially
in.
the win.
I think we know Terry has the wheels to punch this one in, but I don't know if the play is, from what we've seen from that purple defense, they've mauled that one the last time on a goal line set with Terry, but we'll see right here what the play is. I think best scenario right now, you rush one of your linebackers and hope he gets in the backfield on that white defense, but we'll see right here if we – I mean, it looks like they're going for 2. It looks like they're
It
pretty set
certainly
on it.
does. So Terry, before or including that loss of 4 yards, has 3 carries for 40 yards on this drive. Of course, the big 32-yarder. And he showed the burst, Jay. I mean, it's what we saw from him last year. When he hits the sideline, he's got the ability to make that cut and get upfield quickly. You know, a lot of guys will just give themselves up at the sideline, but on that play where it looked like he might have gone out at the 20, 25-yard line, he ended up getting an extra 15 to 20 yards.
He kept pushing, and that's going to be crucial in a couple years when he gets up to varsity. He's going to be able to move quick on the outside. Last guy I think I saw from Fayetteville doing that on those outside runs is T-Rock. That was the last guy I can remember that could run outside like that. But something that you don't see a lot of today in football is getting outside and hitting those. Usually it's an inside run throw, but those can be huge in games, especially when you use like Terry was used tonight.
Mm-hmm.
He's pretty quiet all night, and then all of a sudden ramps it up, shows the purple team what he's really got,
Yeah.
and comes out there and does a pretty fantastic job.
Well, so much about Jay Wilkinson, the offensive coordinator at Fayetteville, is that he has been able to adapt to Burns coming off the field. That does look like a cramp, by the way.
Helps the white team out quite a bit, though.
Yeah, able to strategize and get something together. But Wilkinson, over in Oklahoma, he ran a lot of power football, including at Broken Arrow before he came here to Fayetteville. In fact, he said that when he got hired, he had a lot of Fayetteville players who had kind of looked him up and said, "We're not going to be running this, are we?"
Yeah.
And no, but to that point, Satania's gone next year. Maybe they put an offense in around this running back. Terry runs it right side, bounces off the first tackler, and he's not going to make it. Taken down back at the 10. Jackson Oliver didn't get the tackle, but he made the big play that time to kind of bounce him outside. And the 2-point conversion is no good. And so the purple team might hang on here, leading 7-6 with 1:55 left. And that's not to say Terry's going to be their featured back in a year, but when Satania's gone, you got to believe that they have to look around to see who's their next playmaker, because that's been their playmaker for the last couple of years.
Absolutely, and I think you're coming up with a lot of skill positions filled right now too, and that line right now is made up a lot of seniors. So it'll be really interesting to see what Coach does, just adjusting that whole offense. I mean, you have to adjust to your personnel. That's just the reality of it. So it'll be really interesting to see what he does.
A lot of senior receivers on that team. It reminds me of the guys who were juniors when you were a senior.
Yes.
The Connor Flanagans and a lot of really good skill players, Bo Stuckey. And they've kind of had to rebrand themselves a little bit.
Absolutely.
Now that they found their new skill players. Well, onside kick right here? Did we see an onside kick in 9th grade?
It's looking like it.
They're overloading the left side of the formation.
I mean, you might as well. Purple hasn't moved the ball on you once they have the ball on the 45.
Rimbo is the kicker. They've got a lot of their skill players down here waiting on this onside kick. There it is.
Wow.
And it's going to go right to De Lamar at the 39-yard line. He took it off a hop, and Purple will get the ball with 1:54 left. Both teams have 2 timeouts left, so the white team could still get the ball back. But I think if you're them, you're kind of hoping for something like happened in that Chiefs-Ravens game last night, maybe a fumble that
just get you in the right spot.
Yeah.
Well, we've already had a fumble tonight. We've already seen it. And with 1:54 on the clock, you just have to pin down for 3 downs and maybe just get a hopeful big break from somebody like Terry on a run possibly. Or I think you would go with a pass play, but maybe you do risk that play with Terry.
Yeah, you got to believe it's going to be a run here. Birmingham comes in as the running back. De Lamar, the quarterback. They've got 3 receivers, but they also have a tight end to the left side of the formation. Clock is running, 1:31 to go. They give it to Birmingham. Runs right into the teeth of that
They're
defense.
going for that strip.
Not much there. Gain of a yard, maybe 2. It was Julian Stafford on the tackle that time. And the white team will take its second timeout. 1:19 to play.
Best case scenario, fumble. Is it a 40-second play clock?
40-second play clock,
Okay.
yep. So they give them 5 seconds back, so it's 1:24 to play. So you're looking at it from, if you don't get the strip and you get a 3 and out, you're getting the ball back probably best case scenario with about 30 seconds left.
But we've seen most of the white plays are quick, snap, go. I think the thing that they do have to consider, honestly, you might put Graves on a deep route, hope that he gets his height and work there, but it's looking like a purple win right now. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening.
Daylight's pretty much all gone. You still see a few clouds, but the Harmon Field lights are easily the primary source right now. They give it to Birmingham up the middle again. Stafford is there again. Terry's also got his hands on him. No gain, maybe a gain of a half yard, and now White will take its final timeout with a minute 18.
I think something else really interesting about these games is the purple parent sitting on the far side, which is something that you don't normally see, is the home team being far away.
Well, and at the time of day when they start this game, it's hard sitting over there on the east side of the stadium because the sun is right in your eyes. It's a distinct home field advantage early in the season for Fayetteville when their opponents having to stand over there and
deal with the
kind of withstand that sun. Yeah, exactly.
There's a couple fun little things that Fayetteville gets a little advantage from. I think the Central Arkansas boys, when they have to come up and play Arkansas, when it's starting to get wintertime here, they're not used to it. I can remember my year, Catholic, it was freezing game, and they were talking to me on the field, and they were like, we have not felt anything like this.
That's amazing. It's not a huge difference.
No, never anything insane.
7 to 10 7 to 10 degrees can be a big deal.
Oh, I remember going down to Bryant in the playoff season thinking it was the warmest thing ever.
Yeah. And that was a cold game, too.
Oh, yeah.
Third down, they need to get to the 49, their own 49-yard line. This is Burns, goes outside, and he's taken down. Tyree Terry on the tackle, loss of a yard back to the 40, and now the clock just starts to run. 1:08, 1:07 to go. The white team can't stop the ball, or can't stop the clock. There's about a 30-second differential between the play clock and the game clock.
So they will have those 30 seconds that we thought they were going to get.
Yeah.
So I am curious to see what the play is. Purple could make a huge play right here.
Yeah. They can tick this all the way down to probably about 31 seconds if they want to. They're clearly going to take it down and either take a penalty or take a timeout. They've got a couple of timeouts left. And there it is. They take a timeout with 30 seconds remaining.
And now I'm curious, do you just punt it? Do you think you get it far enough to where – because if you put White behind the 30-yard line, the chances of them making a huge play like that are pretty slim.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be fun for these coaches who all coach together at the varsity level.
Oh, yeah.
And they're almost playing a little bit of chess against each other, trying to see what's going to happen.
Looking for some bragging rights.
Oh, yeah.
Might be a free dinner on the line for somebody.
That could be a very high possibility.
It's fun for the kids, too, because they're all going to see each other at school tomorrow.
Absolutely. You get to there's a huge deal with being able to say you won this game in the school. You get to kind of claim it as your turf almost.
Well, we talked about that on the Woodland broadcast last week, is that it's different in these games from high school. It's a big deal when you win a high school game, but by Monday morning people have forgotten about it because you've had college football, you've had pro football, and
this is a whole week.
Yeah, I mean, you win this, you go to school tomorrow morning, you win a junior high game, you get to go to school on Friday.
Absolutely.
Bragging rights. 30 seconds left. De Lamar stands back deep. There's a couple of return men back for the white team. He gets it off. Quick kick. It's going to be taken by Graves.
I was scared he's going to get that and try to go for some yards right there, but 24 seconds.
Pretty smart play, I thought, that time by Charlie, because by picking it up, it doesn't allow any more clock to run. Yeah, 24 seconds left. They've got the ball at the 30-yard line.
So if you're Purple, this is where you want them right now. White hasn't shown any crazy over-the-head passes tonight, but I would honestly, I don't see where you don't send Terry on a go route since he's so fast.
Graves has got some speed, too. That's exactly what I was just thinking. Graves or Terry, just send them deep and see if you can hit them in stride.
And Graves tonight they seem to be playing a press man on him, kind of locking him up, playing that safety back where they know he is. But I'm curious to see. They've gone weak side with him a lot tonight, so it looks like they're doing that once again.
Terry's come off the field. He's not going to be on this first down play. They've got three receivers left side. Throws it deep down the field. That pass is intercepted. Birmingham with the interception brings it back across the 40, the 35, and Birmingham's going to be taken down from behind at the 30. There is a flag on the play.
Face mask.
Actually, two flags. There's one that they threw right as the ball was snapped, and then there was one that came in at the end of the play. And I think there might be an injured player, too.
I'm curious to see what went on with that. Great pick. Great play. He was at the right place, right where he needed to be in that
He's
coverage.
playing center field.
And that's all you can do sometimes when you got to wait on those coverages. But
Looked like Plant may have underthrown it just a little bit from the intended receiver.
canceled there.
All right, so it's going to be
Oh.
looked like it was a hold against the offense.
But they
And
just
then a
kinda
block
kneed
in the
out.
back on the return. But, yeah, they're going to get the ball. They can take a knee. One more play, and this one will be over.
Yeah, great job for both teams tonight. Played really well. The defense on the white team should come out of this pretty proud of how they played tonight. I mean, only allowing one touchdown, and that one touchdown was quite the play. Almost something you would see at a higher level of football than ninth grade football. But there's, 6 to 7, that's about as good as a game as you can ask for from two ninth grade hometown teams playing against one another.
So De Lamar comes back out. All he's got to do is take the knee. Well, they don't even have to. The clock just runs, and it's over. All right. So the purple team wins tonight, 7-6 in the battle of purple and white.
Lots of hugs on the field.
Oh, yeah.
Going back, lots of guys that already know each other. But
The white team will be in action again next week. They are at Rogers, and we'll be back here to broadcast the purple team when they take on Bentonville West next week. From what we've heard, that game now will be a 6:30 kickoff. 6:30 kickoff next week for the purple team against Bentonville West. All right, Jay, well, I appreciate it and enjoyed it tonight, and we'll see you again next Monday night. For Jay Beasley, I'm Matt Jones. Thanks for joining us.